What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. I'm doing my Married at First Sight series, and this is the Shaq and Kirsten series. And before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do detailed reviews of reality shows. I don't do every single scene, but I do pick up the most important details and may pick up some details that you may have not. And as I told you, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So on this channel, it's all about the comments. So let's go ahead and get into this because we got more couples to go. And don't forget to hit that like button on the way in as well. So Shaq and Kirsten, they're meeting. They're pretty much meeting with the other couples on their honeymoon, and Kirsten, she really admits that initially she was not like being upfront about not being attracted to Shaq's bald head, which is okay, I guess. But when she said, at this point, she's, I guess, getting to know him and they're going to forget the physical attraction, like it'll grow. Like it just didn't sound right. It didn't feel good because at this point, I'm starting to believe that there's nothing there, like she's not attracted to her husband, but she's like fighting through it or trying. I don't know, or she's not being real. So Shaq and Kirsten, they do a bonding time, which is something they really need. When I say bonding, they get together with the people on the island. They teaching them dance lessons on the beach or whatever, and looks like they're really engaging one another for like a change. And I mean, this is something that could really work because this is an activity that they both like and they could get into. And it looked like they was having fun, learning, being goofy, playing around. But again, I don't know that this is going to be enough because I think it's really more on Kirsten to see if they're going to really make it. And at times, as Kirsten said, she feels like she's getting Shaq's representative, like she's always, getting a speech or whatever. So pretty much after they meet up and do the little horseback riding thing as a group, the guys and the ladies, they break up and go do girl and guy time. Kirsten really didn't have much to say. Neither did Shaq. So they didn't really participate in that much, but just in agreement or whatever. But what really got interested is when they got back to each other. And Kirsten, she went back to Shaq like she was refreshed, like she had a wonderful day. And Shaq kind of like took it, like got away, like, oh, this was needed for you, like you don't want to spend time with me. And I could believe that Shaq has like true insecurities about Kirsten because after hearing that she's not attracted and how she's standoffish and how he still hasn't yet to have a kiss on the lips and they about 3-4 days in the honeymoon. So I'm sure he's feeling some type of way. But in this conversation that they had, to me, it kind of shows Shaq's true colors because, I mean, I don't know if people feeling bad for Shaq, but it's like they can't see no wrong in Shaq or what he does. And Kirsten had mentioned like to him how she was like offended by what Ginger said to Gina about like, her body type or whatever. And that he was pretty much wrong in the situation because, like, hey, that was offensive to her and it was offensive to the whole group. And Shaq was like, I don't know, I don't think Clinton's wrong about that or whatever. So you can see that that kind of rubbed Kirsten the wrong way, where it's like, hey, like you're okay with a man saying that or you feel that way, but he kind of goes past that. But Shaq then drops a bomb. You dropped a bomb on me. The name of this episode drops a bomb in telling Kirsten that pretty much Eris is not even feeling Jasmine. And I'm like, why, Eris? Like, in real life, you got your own stuff going on. You don't need to bring anything else in the marriage because that's like what was one of the problems with last season. They were hanging out too much and they got too involved in each other's marriage. And it looks like this could be a problem because when Shaq told Kirsten that, it was like she stopped in her tracks. Like, dang, like, why would she even asked him. She was asking Shaq like, why would he do that? Because like Jasmine actually thinks this man likes her, and Shaq was like, well, he lied to her because he wanted to make her feel good. He didn't want to hurt her feelings or whatever. And Kirsten is kind of looking at him sideways, like, you on board with this or whatever, like lying to someone when you really not feeling them or whatever. And I mean, some people would say the same thing could be said about her, like she's faking it. But from my view, it looks like she's giving what she has for Shaq. Do I see them together? Do I see them making it? I really don't, because she finds all kind of things wrong with him or whatever. And at this point, it's like, again, she's not saying strikes anymore, but she's like holding things against him. She even brought up a situation where that, like, hey, if I'm talking to other people, I'm certainly can say it to your face. Just like I told him, like, just like you remind me of Read the Room Mac, where you play too much. And Shaq immediately got defensive in the situation. He was more like, well, you don't like my personality. First, you don't like my bald head, and then you don't like me joking. I just can't be myself with you. I just can't, or whatever. And then he getting this confession. Well, I'm just not gonna I'm gonna be myself. I'm just gonna be myself, or whatever. Yeah, I get it that you're not supposed to change who you are for a person. However, when you're coming together in a union of marriage, yeah, you do need to make adjustments, because you start to get into that mindset of, well, this is just the way I am. And that's just the worst thing in the whole world. Like, yeah, the way you are has been keeping you single this whole time. So like, everybody can grow. There's always room from improvement. And when you can start to really look at yourself and some things that you made correct, you're in the right space. Not that you're trying to be perfect or you're trying to be someone else, but everybody can improve something. So at this point, the way Shaq is reacting, Kirsten isn't believing like, hey, like, you're not a person who takes criticism well. And then he kind of hears that and feels that and kind of calm down, because he knows, like, at this point, he's losing her, because, he don't want to go too far off where, like, he making a stand and then she just totally give up on the marriage. And, he's just, at this point, he's like, I don't even know if I could be myself, or, she's like, you're fine. I just need you to know when and where is the time and the place. And they even showed a little example where he was laughing at her, telling her, oh, you were struggling with your bag and everything, and I was laughing at you, and I was going to record you and all that. That's a very, I guess they're younger people, but that's a younger mindset. You're supposed to be the gentleman and all that. You're watching your new stranger wife struggle with a bag. You want to help her? That makes a difference, because if not, she could have went on a trip by herself when you was in Jackson and struggled with her own bag. Why is she struggling with her bag with you in her presence? And you want to record it? Would you want to post it? I mean, the new generation, they on something else. But I can't blame them. Who taught them? So I don't know. Anyway, it's just the fact that I kind of hold Shaq at a little high regard. He's supposed to be this highly educated, intelligent man. So I'm thinking he's going to be above the rest, whatever. Like I said, he reminds me of Don't Read the Room Mac. But at the same time, does he really have a fair shot? The only problem I really have with Kirsten is that, like, while she's critiquing Shaq and everything, is she doing her part to open up in the marriage? And from what we've seen in the scenes, we haven't seen that. And Shaq even mentioned that to her. Now, granted, that's a tough time for somebody trying to connect with you or talk to you, and you're not talking. You're just like, yep, nope, I don't think so. But in this scene, she was very communicative. She was on point. But Shaq just didn't like, being critiqued at that point. So pretty much, I don't blame her for being irritated at this point, because Shaq was pretty annoying. But what can I say? We hope it works for them, but it really wasn't much to them. And we're going to see if they're going to really make it, if that little Jamaican dance they was doing was enough to connect them, or Shaq will be willing to take that criticism and move forward, because it seemed like she was open to work and make change. Now, people talk about what they talk about, Lil Rudy show with the after party. I don't really get into that because, granted, they listen to the people myself. I didn't like that Married at First Sight is 2 hours long. It kind of drags it out, but don't make it an hour and a half and then make me watch the after party. I ain't feeling that either. Like, you know, excuse me. So that was it for Kirsten and Shaq. Let me know what y'all thought. Are they gonna make it? Is Kirsten faking? Is the real Shaq coming out? Yeah, drop down in the comments. I need to know what's going on because I'm confused too, just like Shaq. So, as I tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it and I really mean it.